Match day 31 in the books in the Bundesliga. 3 matches left then across the board. Bayern Munich look well on their way to an 8th straight title. They beat Mönchengladbach 2-1 on Saturday. They can actually clinch the league on Tuesday against Werder Bremen. For more, we welcome in Jan Arge Fjørtoft to the show. Jan, let's start with Bayern Munich. Heavy rotation in their lineup. Mönchengladbach desperate for a Champions League spot. And they won still with relative ease. Just how much better are they right now than everybody else in the Bundesliga?
Which they have been for the 8 last seasons. I mean, it's unbelievable. They get Robert Lewandowski out. They got Thomas Müller out, both because of suspensions, being involved in so many goals, so many assists, and they're still doing so great at the moment. There is a harmony around Bayern Munich that I haven't seen for many seasons. I haven't seen that since they won the treble. And I saw now an overview that they have to win 5 games now to take the treble again, because they're in the cup final where they play Bayer Leverkusen. They have to win 1 more game, that's Werder Bremen, and then quarterfinal, semi-final, final in the Champions League. Do I think Bayern could do it? Yes, I can, because Bayern Munich is always the worst enemy themselves. And Hans Flick, which is now on his way to break all records, Pep Guardiola, two games away now to be a time without losses. It's just that harmony in Bayern. I haven't seen that for so many years. Used to have FC Hollywood, now it's FC Oslo on a good day.
You mentioned Hansi Flick. He's won 25 of 28 since taking over as manager. He might have a difficult choice, though, with how well Leon Goretzka is playing. What's going to happen with Thiago Alcantara? For a long time, he was a big part of the Bayern Munich midfield. Is he going to be the odd man out with Goretzka's emergence?
I guess with a team like Bayern, there will always be odd men out. Remember back in the treble season, there was an injury to Toni Kroos, not a bad player either, that took him out of the team. In came Robben, who had a fantastic season, scoring the winner at Wembley, of course, in the final. And Thiago could be that man out this end of the season kind of campaign, because Goretzka and Kimmich, they are functioning very good together. We talked about this before on the show, that the kind of silence, kind of change of generation at Bayern is unbelievable. Do I think Thiago will play a big part of the future of Bayern? Of course he will. He's a great player. But there's something about that dynamic in the midfield now at Bayern that is unbelievable, and they kind of have like a double 6 or a 1-6 and an 8 coming into attack. And Goretzka, remember they took him for free from Schalke. I mean, a great signing. He looks like he's been in the weight room as well. He looks so strong at the moment, and scoring the winner, of course, on Saturday, that helps too.
Munich played on Saturday, so did Dortmund. It went down to the wire. Erling Haaland gets the last-minute goal, the game winner against Dusseldorf. And then in the celebration, he points to his head. Jan, was that a message to his critics? And what could people possibly be criticizing this kid for?
Well, it's a very good question, because we talked about that in the game. No. That, he was pointing at his head because people have been talking about him not scoring on headers. And he works hard on that. The boy is 19, and he knows with his stature, with his body, he is a big lad. He has to score a lot of goals on his header. But it's a good observation, because if you do that in Germany, they will say, "Hast du ein Vogel? Is there something wrong with you?" I mean, it's a quite international kind of language. No, that was a signal to the world. Just wait. I will also become a great header of the ball. And can you imagine? And I feel very sorry for my old friend Uwe Rösler. Back in the days, I gave him his first job in Lillestrøm in Norway. And 20 seconds to go, a long ball in the area, and there he is. He had 6 touches on the ball in the minutes he was on, and he made a winner, and it was a good feeling for him. He's been having a long season, changing clubs. There have been all the attention from all around the world, and there he was again, getting the winning goal.
Speaking of stature, let's talk Leipzig. They won on Friday. They're pretty solidly in 3rd. They're already through to the quarterfinals of Champions League. It seems like it may not be long till they're really contending for a German title. Do you see a day, though, when they will also be contending for European titles?
Well, the way RB Leipzig played against Tottenham, I think that was a shocker for everybody who loves both England, the English league and the German league. That was a massive game, and of course with Nagelsmann, they have a very, very promising coach. But we always talked about him being talented. I think that they are ready now to take the next step, and we saw Olma, who came from Zagreb, who got 2 goals. On Friday, they got a wide range of players, and they need that if they're going to lose now Timo Werner to Chelsea. And yeah, I can see them being the challenger for Bayern. And I think Bayern, they are a bit afraid of them because in Germany you have this 51 rule that you can't have investors going in, but everybody knows the story around RB Leipzig being a Red Bull kind of company team, and so I think that Bayern will be aware that this could be the team that they could challenge them, and Dortmund as well, being the main challenger to Bayern Munich. They all need to take new steps, and I like that way that they're a competition now for, first of all, being the main challenger to Bayern, and maybe then after 8 years, and he's getting into like Celtic, Scottish League now, also in Germany, because we need another winner. I'm not saying that against Bayern. I'm a big fan of the way Bayern is run as a club and what they do on the field. But I mean, 8 seasons, 8 titles. I mean, that we need to start comparing them with some football leagues they don't want to be compared with.
Jan, couple games to discuss from Sunday. Leverkusen draws against Schalke 1-1. They drop points in that critical Champions League race for that 4th and final spot in the Champions League against Mönchengladbach. This one seems to come down to the wire. Who do you think's going to get it?
Well, hopefully that Leverkusen won't turn up for the name that they used to be called, because they've always been losing the big games. They call Leverkusen for Neverkusen, and I will see them. I hope they do well, because they have a good philosophy at that club. They try to create and do young talents, made them into greater players, as we've seen with Havertz. You had Havertz back now. In the week, they qualified for the cup final against Bayern. That will be a big thing for them. I always said that I thought that Leverkusen will go all the way, but I think that when you see that Schalke today in 13 games without winning, I mean, there's a new record for them, then I think that Leverkusen will feel that was 2 points being given away, and the Gladbach didn't expect anything from more or less. They could have taken the points there with Goretzka getting the winner 5 minutes before the end, but still I think that was 2 lost points for Leverkusen. I had a look at the last fixture for the both teams. They are quite equal, the games that they are to play, so that will go all the way in, and this is the major thing now. Because the Champions League for clubs like Leverkusen, Gladbach, that is for them to take the next step in the development of their clubs.
Mentioned there were a couple games on Sunday, Augsburg and Mainz. The other one, Augsburg winning this relegation 6-pointer. Mainz then dropping into a battle with Düsseldorf, Werder Bremen and Paderborn, who very much look destined for direct relegation.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.